Have you ever felt like there's a part of you that you don't fully understand? Like something hidden inside is quietly shaping your choices, your reactions, even the way you see yourself. If you've ever felt this, you're not alone. And today, we're going to explore 6 powerful lessons from Carl Jung that can help you discover who you truly are, so you can live more authentically and grow into your fullest self. Carl Jung was one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, and his teachings are not just for therapists or scholars, they're for anyone who wants to live with purpose and clarity. His insights give us a roadmap to understand ourselves on a deeper level, breaking free from old patterns and embracing a more aligned, intentional life. These 6 lessons revolve around understanding and embracing the parts of yourself you might ignore or suppress, connecting with the deeper patterns of your life, and learning to trust the wisdom that comes from within. But we're going to cover your shadow self, the journey of individuation, the power of synchronicity, the universal language of archetypes, the collective unconscious, and the transformative practice of dream analysis. Why should this matter to you? Because so many of us move through life on autopilot, reacting to situations, feeling stuck, or living according to expectations that were never truly ours. Jung's teachings invite us to step off that treadmill and look inward with curiosity and compassion. Imagine what it would be like to understand your hidden fears instead of letting them control you, or to see the coincidences in your life as signposts guiding you toward your deeper purpose, or to wake up in the morning with a sense of alignment, knowing you are living as your true self. In the coming moments, I will break down each of these 6 teachings into practical, clear steps that you can apply in your everyday life, no matter how busy you are. You'll learn how to face your shadow and use it as fuel for growth, how to follow your inner calling instead of the noise of the world, and how to interpret your dreams to uncover messages your conscious mind might miss. If you're ready to understand yourself better, find your authentic path, and live a life that feels aligned and true, stay with me. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's begin this journey of self-discovery together, guided by the timeless wisdom of Carl Jung. Because the sooner you begin this journey inward, the sooner you can live outwardly with freedom, purpose, and a deep sense of who you truly are. Have you ever felt triggered by something small and you're not even sure why? Maybe someone cuts you off in traffic and suddenly a wave of anger takes over. Or you find yourself feeling jealous of a friend's success, even though you truly want to be happy for them. These moments can leave us feeling confused and ashamed, wondering, why am I like this? Carl Jung, one of the most profound thinkers of modern psychology, had an answer. It's your shadow. Your shadow is not something evil or to be feared. It's simply the part of you that you've pushed down, hidden, or denied because it didn't fit the version of yourself you felt you needed to be. It holds your unacknowledged fears, suppressed desires, and parts of your personality you've learned to label as bad. And here's the truth. Ignoring your shadow doesn't make it disappear. In fact, the more you suppress it, the more it controls you in ways you don't even realize. It leaks out through your anger, your judgments, your envy, and your patterns of self-sabotage. Have you ever found yourself overreacting in a situation and later thinking, that wasn't me? It was. It was your shadow trying to get your attention. Jung believed that if you want to grow, if you truly want to understand yourself and live a more authentic life, you must face your shadow and integrate it into who you are. It's not about becoming someone else or trying to erase your flaws. It's about acknowledging these hidden parts, understanding them, and learning to work with them, rather than letting them control you from the dark. Let's make this practical. How can you start embracing your shadow in your everyday life? First, practice self-reflection. Take time to journal regularly, especially after moments when you feel triggered, jealous, or ashamed. Instead of judging yourself, get curious. Ask yourself, what was I really feeling in that moment? What fear or insecurity was hiding underneath my reaction? For example, if you felt anger when your colleague received praise, was it truly about them, or did it uncover your fear of not being good enough? Second, observe your emotional triggers. Notice the moments that cause strong emotional reactions and treat them as signals pointing toward parts of your shadow that need your attention. These reactions often reveal fears you've buried deep down, fears of rejection, inadequacy, or losing control. Third, practice acceptance. This is not about excusing negative behaviors, but about recognizing these parts as real aspects of you that need compassion and understanding. Imagine your shadow as a younger version of yourself, still hurting and afraid. How would you treat that version of yourself? With kindness, patience, and a willingness to listen. By accepting your shadow, you transform it from something that unconsciously controls your life into a source of strength and insight. Jung believed that within your shadow lies untapped energy, creativity, and power. When you stop fighting it, you can use this energy to grow, to set healthier boundaries, and to live with greater authenticity. Here's a powerful reflection. What part of yourself have you been afraid to face? Is it your anger, your jealousy, your need for control, or your fear of failure? What if instead of pushing it away, you allowed yourself to see it, understand it, and work with it? Embracing your shadow is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong journey of becoming whole, of reclaiming every part of yourself so you can live with true freedom. It's how you move from reacting unconsciously to living with awareness and intention. So if you're ready to take the first step, grab your journal tonight. Write about a moment this week when you felt triggered. Ask yourself what fear or hidden belief might be behind that reaction. And remember, this is not about fixing yourself. You're not broken, you're human, and your shadow is part of what makes you whole. In our next segment, we will explore the journey of individuation, how to become your true self by integrating all the parts of who you are. But for now, take this step, turn toward your shadow with compassion. It might be the most powerful step you take on your path to becoming who you truly are. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, who am I really? Beyond the roles I play, beyond what others expect of me, who is the real me? If you've ever felt disconnected from your true self, or felt like you're living a life that isn't entirely yours, you're not alone. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of our time, believed that one of the most important journeys you can take in this life is the journey of individuation, the process of becoming your true whole self. Individuation is about more than just being yourself. It's about embracing all the different parts of who you are, your thoughts, your emotions, your intuition, and weaving them together into a life that feels authentic and aligned. It's about stepping away from the noise of what society says you should be and choosing to honor who you truly are. Think about it. From a young age, we're taught what's acceptable, what's successful, and what's normal. We shape ourselves to fit into expectations. Sometimes our parents, our cultures, or even the silent pressures we put on ourselves. We pursue careers we don't love, hide our true passions, or silence parts of our personality just to fit in. We might appear to have it all together on the outside, but inside, we can feel disconnected, like something is missing. Jung believed that when we live only to meet external expectations, we lose touch with the richness and uniqueness of who we are meant to become. Individuation is the process of reclaiming that. It is a journey toward becoming whole, a journey of honoring your inner voice and letting it guide you even when it goes against the grain. So how do you start this journey of individuation in a world that constantly tries to mold you into something else? First, listen to your inner voice. This means creating space in your day to sit in stillness and reflect. It could be as simple as taking a quiet walk without distractions or journaling your thoughts in the morning. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? What do I believe in? What brings me alive? Second, pursue passions that align with your deepest self. What are the things that make you lose track of time? What activities light up your spirit? These are clues pointing you toward your authentic path. Maybe you've always wanted to paint, write, or start a small business that aligns with your values. Maybe it's time to explore that, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. Third, engage in practices that reconnect you with yourself. Meditation, creative expression, and even mindful movement, like yoga, can help you tap into parts of yourself that daily routines often suppress. These practices quiet the external noise and allow you to hear your inner guidance more clearly. I know this journey can feel intimidating. We often fear that if we stop meeting others' expectations, we'll lose approval or security. But here's the truth. The cost of living a life that isn't truly yours is far greater. The moment you begin to honor who you are, you start to experience a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and energy. Here's a reflection for you. If you could remove the expectations of others for just one day, what would you choose to do? Who would you allow yourself to become? Jung taught us that individuation is not a selfish act. It's a courageous one. Because when you live authentically, you don't just transform your own life. You inspire others to do the same. You contribute your true gifts to the world, and you show up in your relationships and your work with honesty and vitality. So today, take one step toward your authentic self. It could be as small as journaling your true thoughts without judgment, or saying yes to something that lights you up, even if it scares you a little. This is how the journey of individuation begins, by choosing moment by moment to honor who you truly are. In our next video, we will explore Jung's powerful concept of synchronicity and how meaningful coincidences can guide your life when you learn to pay attention. But for now, remember, your authentic self is waiting to be reclaimed, and the world needs the real you, not a version shaped by fear or expectation. Have you ever had one of those moments where you're thinking about an old friend and out of nowhere they call you the next day? Or maybe you stumbled upon a book at just the right moment in your life and its message felt like it was written just for you. You might have brushed it off as just a coincidence, but what if it was something more? Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, called these moments synchronicity. It's the idea that certain coincidences are not random, but deeply meaningful acting as signposts guiding us through life when we are open to noticing them. Think of synchronicity as the universe's way of whispering, "You're on the right path," or "Pay attention to this." It can feel like a gentle nudge from something greater than yourself, aligning you with your true direction. especially during moments when you feel uncertain or disconnected. Jung believed that these meaningful coincidences are part of how the unconscious mind connects with the external world. They're a reminder that there's more happening beneath the surface of everyday life, a hidden order that reveals itself when we learn to pay attention. Here's a personal example. A few years ago, I was going through a tough period of questioning my career and purpose. One evening, while cleaning out an old box, I found a note I had written to myself years ago, reminding me of a dream I once had to help people understand themselves through storytelling. The next day, a friend randomly sent me a video about Carl Jung and synchronicity, and it clicked. Maybe these weren't just coincidences. Maybe it was time to align my actions with my deeper purpose. Synchronicities can show up in small ways, like hearing the same song repeatedly when you're contemplating a decision, or in bigger ways, like meeting someone who completely changes the direction of your life at the exact moment you need it most. So how can you start recognizing and working with synchronicity in your life? First, pay attention to repeating patterns. Notice when certain numbers, symbols, or situations keep appearing in your life. These patterns are often the universe's way of highlighting something you need to see. Second, keep a synchronicity journal. Write down the coincidences that stand out to you no matter how small they seem. Over time, you might start to see a thread connecting these moments, revealing guidance or insights that weren't clear before. Third, trust your intuition when making decisions. Synchronicity often works hand in hand with your intuition, providing subtle confirmations that you're moving in the right direction. If something feels aligned, even if it doesn't make perfect sense on paper, take a moment to consider it seriously. You don't need to force synchronicity. It's about creating space in your life to notice and reflect on these moments. Take walks without distractions, spend quiet time journaling, and allow yourself to be open to unexpected connections. Ask yourself, when was the last time something happened in your life that felt too perfect to be random? What was the message in that moment? Did it guide you toward a decision or give you clarity when you needed it? Jung believed that synchronicity invites us to live with greater awareness, seeing ourselves as part of a larger, interconnected world. When you begin to notice and honor these moments, life starts to feel more guided, more purposeful, and more alive. If you're currently facing a decision or feeling lost, pay attention to what's showing up in your life. Who are you meeting? What ideas keep returning to you? What opportunities seem to align unexpectedly? These could be the universe's way of saying, this is where you need to go. In our next video, we will explore Jung's teachings on archetypes, the universal symbols and stories that shape our lives, and how recognizing them can help you understand your own personal journey. But for now, take a moment today to notice the synchronicities in your life. Write them down. Reflect on them. Let them guide you toward a life that feels aligned and meaningful, one coincidence at a time. Have you ever noticed how certain stories, characters, and symbols keep showing up in your life, in your dreams, or even in the movies you love? The wise old mentor, the hero's journey, the nurturing mother, or even the trickster who disrupts everything. These aren't just stories. They're reflections of something deeper within us all. Carl Jung called these patterns archetypes. They are universal symbols and themes that appear across cultures, myths, and dreams, shaping the way we understand ourselves and the world around us. Archetypes are like the language of your unconscious mind, showing you who you are and who you are becoming. Think about the last time you faced a challenge that required courage you didn't even know you had. That was your inner hero awakening, pushing you to grow. Or maybe you've felt the pull to guide others to share wisdom you've gained through your own struggles. That's the wise mentor archetype expressing itself within you. You might think these are just personality traits, but Jung believed they are much more. They are patterns that guide your personal evolution. Recognizing these archetypes in your life can help you understand why you're drawn to certain stories, why you repeat certain behaviors, and how to navigate the chapters of your life with more awareness and purpose. Let's make this real with an example. Have you ever noticed that you're constantly placed in situations where you need to step up and lead even if you didn't ask for it? Maybe you're the one who keeps the family together during crises, or you find yourself speaking up when others remain silent. This is the hero archetype at work in your life, calling you to courage and responsibility. Or maybe you find yourself repeatedly feeling the need to break free, challenge the system, or question everything. That's the rebel or trickster archetype showing up, asking you to bring change and challenge old structures. Recognizing these patterns helps you align with the deeper narrative of your life instead of feeling like you're wandering aimlessly. It can also help you embrace your strengths and work with your challenges more consciously. So how can you start using archetypes to guide your personal growth? First, study archetypes in stories, movies, and myths. Notice how these characters evolve and what challenges they face. Stories like The Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, or even ancient myths are filled with archetypes that mirror your own inner landscape. Second, reflect on which archetypes are most present in your life right now. Are you in a phase where you're seeking knowledge and guidance, embodying the student archetype? Or are you in a phase where you're nurturing others, stepping into the caregiver archetype? Maybe you're on the brink of a transformation, facing trials that require your hero archetype to rise. Third, use this awareness to navigate your decisions and personal growth. If you know you're on a hero's journey, you can expect challenges and know they're shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. If you're in a caregiver phase, you can balance your giving with self-care, recognizing the importance of your role while avoiding burnout. Here's a question for you to reflect on. Which archetype do you feel is guiding your life right now? Is it the hero, the caregiver, the seeker, the rebel, or the wise mentor? Take a moment to write it down and think about how this awareness can help you navigate your current challenges and opportunities. Jung believed that by recognizing and working with archetypes, you align yourself with your deepest purpose and participate consciously in your own transformation. You're no longer just reacting to life. You're living it with awareness, clarity, and intention. In our next video, we'll explore the concept of the collective unconscious and how tapping into this shared well of human wisdom can help you feel more connected and supported on your journey. But for today, take a moment to notice the archetypes in your life. Let them guide you, inspire you, and remind you that your story is unfolding exactly as it should with you, as its conscious, courageous author. Have you ever wondered why stories of heroes, wise elders, tricksters, and journeys of transformation appear in every culture across every time in history? Or why symbols like water mountains or light often hold the same meanings across the world, even among people who have never met? Carl Jung believed that this is no accident. He called it the collective unconscious, a deeper layer of the mind that all humans share. filled with symbols, archetypes, and patterns of experience that connect us across cultures, languages, and generations. Think of the collective unconscious as a hidden river of wisdom flowing beneath the surface of your individual life, linking you to the shared human experience. It's why certain myths resonate so deeply within us, why dreams often contain similar symbols, and why despite all our differences, we can deeply understand and feel compassion for the struggles and triumphs of others. When you tap into this collective wisdom, you begin to realize that you are not alone in your fears, your challenges, or your dreams. You are part of something much larger, a human story that has been unfolding for thousands of years. And your personal journey is a unique thread in this vast tapestry. Let me share a personal reflection. A while ago, I went through a season of feeling lost, questioning my path and purpose. During that time, I found comfort in reading myths from different cultures, Greek, Native American, and African stories about heroes' journeys and transformations. I realized that the fear I felt, the need for courage, and the longing for guidance were not just my experiences. They were part of the shared human journey. That realization didn't erase my struggles, but it made me feel connected, supported by the countless humans who had walked their own paths before me. So how can you begin to tap into this collective unconscious to find guidance and wisdom in your life? First, study myths, cultural stories, and symbols from around the world. Notice the patterns that emerge. Pay attention to how these stories mirror your own life challenges and dreams. For example, if you're facing a transition, look at myths about transformation and rebirth, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Second, reflect on the symbols that appear in your dreams. Dreams are often the language of the unconscious, using symbols that may have deep, universal meanings. Keep a dream journal and look for recurring symbols, like water animals or journeys. Ask yourself, what might this symbol represent, not just for me, but in the broader human experience? Third, engage in deep conversations about philosophy, psychology, and spirituality. Seek out discussions and communities where people explore the deeper questions of life. These conversations can awaken a sense of connection and shared purpose, reminding you that you're part of something larger. Here's a question for you. What stories or symbols have shown up repeatedly in your life? Are there dreams you've had that felt deeply significant? Are there stories from your culture or childhood that continue to guide you even now? Jung believed that by understanding the collective unconscious, we become more compassionate and open-hearted, seeing ourselves in others and others in ourselves. It allows us to navigate our personal struggles with greater wisdom, recognizing that every challenge we face has been faced before, and within these shared human experiences lies guidance and strength. If you feel disconnected or alone, remember that you carry within you the wisdom of countless generations. By tapping into this collective unconscious, you open yourself to insights that go beyond your individual experiences, helping you make sense of your life's journey and reminding you of your place in the human family. In our next video, we will explore Jung's powerful practice of dream analysis, how to decode the hidden messages within your dreams to better understand your fears, desires, and your path forward. But for today, take a moment to reflect on the collective stories and symbols that speak to you. Let them guide you, comfort you, and remind you that you are part of something timeless, connected, and deeply human. Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt so vivid, so strange, or so emotional that you couldn't shake it off all day. Maybe it was a dream of falling, of being chased, or of flying. Maybe it was a dream filled with people you know, but in places that felt oddly unfamiliar. You might have brushed it off as just a dream, but what if it was something more? Carl Jung believed that dreams are not random. He saw them as messages from your unconscious mind, revealing your hidden fears, your deepest desires and conflicts within you that you may not even be aware of when you're awake. Think of dreams as letters your unconscious writes to you each night, using symbols and emotions to communicate what your conscious mind might overlook. These dreams are your mind's way of trying to bring you back into balance, to show you what needs your attention, and to guide you toward healing and self-understanding. Here's a personal reflection. There was a time when I kept having a recurring dream of being lost in a large city, unable to find my way home. At first, I thought it was just a reflection of stress. But when I took time to reflect, I realized it mirrored how disconnected I felt from my true purpose at that time, constantly moving, but without direction. Once I acknowledged this, I started to make changes in my life, and those dreams eventually faded. Jung believed that dream analysis is a powerful tool for inner growth and healing. By paying attention to your dreams, you can uncover what's happening in your inner world, understand your hidden motivations, and bring unconscious patterns into the light of awareness. So how can you start working with your dreams in a practical and meaningful way? First, keep a dream journal. As soon as you wake up, write down what you remember, even if it's just fragments or emotions. Over time, you'll start to notice recurring themes, symbols, or feelings that appear in your dreams. These patterns are clues your unconscious is giving you. Second, look for symbols and emotions rather than taking the dream literally. For example, dreaming about water may not be about water itself, but about your emotions. Being chased in a dream might reflect something in your waking life you're avoiding, rather than a fear of being chased physically. Third, explore Jung's interpretations and symbolism to deepen your understanding. Jung emphasized that while some symbols are universal, the most important interpretation is the one that resonates with you personally. For instance, a snake in a dream could represent fear for one person, but transformation and renewal for another. Ask yourself, what is this dream trying to tell me about my life right now? What feelings came up during the dream? And where do I feel these emotions in my waking life? Remember, dream analysis isn't about decoding a secret code perfectly. It's about opening a dialogue with yourself, inviting curiosity and compassion as you explore your inner world. It's about learning to listen to the parts of yourself that speak to you in the language of dreams. Jung believed that by working with your dreams, you move closer to wholeness, integrating the conscious and the unconscious parts of your mind. It allows you to live more intentionally. Make choices aligned with your true self and find peace within. If you're ready to start, place a notebook beside your bed tonight. Before you sleep, set an intention to remember your dreams. In the morning, write down whatever you recall, even if it's just a single feeling or image. Over time, you'll build a deeper connection with your inner self, one dream at a time. In our next video, we will bring together the 6 powerful teachings from Carl Jung, giving you practical steps to apply them in your daily life so you can live more aligned, aware, and empowered. But for today, remember your dreams are not random. They are whispers from your soul, guiding you toward deeper self-awareness and healing. Listen to them. You've just explored 6 powerful teachings from Carl Jung. teachings that offer a clear roadmap to understanding yourself more deeply, living with greater authenticity, and moving through life with conscious awareness, rather than drifting on autopilot. But here's the most important part. This wisdom is not meant to stay as theory. Jung's teachings only come alive when you apply them to your everyday life, one small intentional step at a time. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start by pausing to truly notice yourself throughout your day. When you feel triggered or restless, ask, "Is this my shadow speaking?" When you face choices, pause to listen to your inner voice and the synchronicities guiding you. Notice the symbols and archetypes that appear in your life, in your dreams, in the stories you are drawn to. Write down your dreams. Reflect on the emotions and symbols that surface and allow them to guide you toward deeper self-understanding. This is how you turn Jung's teachings from abstract concepts into a living, breathing guide that walks with you each day. Here's something I've personally learned on this journey. The sooner you begin to apply these teachings, even in the smallest ways, the sooner you step onto the path of discovering your true self. You begin to live not just for others' expectations or for routine, but for what truly matters to you. Jung's wisdom is timeless. It doesn't expire. It will meet you where you are, whether you're at a crossroads in your career, healing from emotional wounds, seeking purpose, or simply longing to live more consciously. Ask yourself, which of these teachings are you ready to apply today? Is it embracing your shadow with compassion, trusting synchronicities that guide you, listening to the whispers of your dreams, exploring the archetypes that shape your path? You don't need to have it all figured out. Just begin. The journey to your authentic self is a lifelong unfolding, and with each small step, you move closer to the person you were always meant to become. If this series has inspired you, let me know in the comments which of Jung's teachings resonated with you most and how you plan to apply it in your life. Share your reflections because your journey may inspire someone else who is walking their own path toward wholeness. If you found value in this series, subscribe and join us as we continue exploring timeless teachings that help you live a more intentional, fulfilling life. Remember, the journey inward is the most courageous journey you can take, and you don't have to walk it alone.